Free your mind.
Free your mind, free your mind, free your mind.
Free your mind.
Free your mind, free your mind, free your mind. Free your mind. Free your mind.
Free your mind. For me to be is to be free. Be here now.
Be here now, now be here. 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 We are all in this together. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. Forgive, let go, release. Forgive, let go, release. Faith, trust, love. Faith, trust, love. Faith, trust, love. I am so grateful for everyone.
Thank you.
I am so grateful for everything. I am grateful, so grateful for you, for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for this life. Thank you for these experiences. Thank you.
For this moment.
Thank you for this moment. Thank you for the music. Thank you for my mind, my body,
Your soul.
my soul. Be here now, now be here. Be here now, now be here.
Circles inside of circles. Inside of circles.
Inside
of circles. Inside of circles.
Inside
of circles.
Inside
Inside of circles. Inside of circles. Inside of circles. Inside of circles. Inside
the
of
flower
circles.
of life, the flower of life.
Infinity to the far reaches of our minds and beyond.
Beyond
Streaking
infinity,
past the heavens
beyond
to forever.
infinity, beyond Beautiful. 2020 has made its way into our life. We are present and ready.
It's going to be a great year.
So welcome to Mindflow Radio, our January edition, welcoming the new year. And I just wanted to say that we just played our Song for Your Mind to the Be Here Now edition to celebrate Ram Dass's life.
Thank you, Ram Dass.
Yeah, and I know you have a story to share about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know, Ram Dass, he was one of like the initial really heavy duty teachers of mindfulness and meditation and yoga and for our culture, you know, and he just a brief overview. You know, he was a professor of psychology at Harvard, started experimenting with psychedelics, brought his students in and they were experimenting. He got fired. And he went to India. He went to India to train. And he really trained. And he hooked up at an ashram and he began to like just meditate. I mean, these extensive, intense meditation sessions. And, he had a great guru. And anyway, he developed like the philosophy of, psychedelics can get you somewhere, but meditation will keep you there and even take you higher.
Totally.
Yeah. And so anyway, and then I met him maybe 15 years ago after he had a stroke, and he just recently died this last week, and that's why we're talking about him. But first time I saw him, he was in a wheelchair, getting wheeled into this room. He's going to give a speech, and he was just in bliss. And I was just like, oh my, how is this possible? He's disabled, and he's in this amazing state of bliss. And I was like, wow, he's got some secret, And then he talked about like the 3 stages of development, and the second stage is like just being in touch with your own soul. The first stage is like the ego stage, which a lot of us get caught up in. Second stage is you get in touch with your own soul. And the third stage is when you just get completely in touch with the higher power or God, and that's what he said his teacher was in like stage 3. And I think essentially he was in stage 2. That was my take on it. And I don't know, it was just a great teaching that I've taken with me,
So he was in super bliss and you feel like that was stage 2?
Yeah, he's in touch with his own soul.
Okay.
And I don't, that was my take on it, at least. But then I met him a few other times, and it was great. He was just really a high vibrational person, and I really studied The Journey of Awakening, one of his, amazing books about just like, and he basically blended all the different spiritual practices, the Tai Chi and the yoga and the meditation and everything. As he said, there are many paths to the top of the mountain. That was one. So anyway, that's my spiel on Ram Dass. And thank you, Ram Dass, for being so courageous and so open, and so willing to like put effort into achieving what you've achieved. Thank you, Ram Dass.
Yeah, thank you, Ram Dass. I want to share that my first book, my first alternative directional book was Be Here Now, and it was given to me by this older hippie woman. And she was like, you need this book. And I was like, okay. And I looked at it. It's super old, and it had on the back, it was 333. It was $3.33, which I found out later was like the 3rd edition or something like that, like the 3rd time they printed it, because every time they'd print it, they would like increase the price on the back. So I had the 333 edition, and it was really mind-blowing. It was all hand-drawn and really cool book. And that was my first like step into, wait a minute, there's more to life than, trying to go to school and trying to not go crazy.
Well, you've done a good job.
Yay! Yay! So happy.
So just quick introductions.
Yeah.
My name is Monty. I'm a Tai Chi instructor and musician and psychotherapist. And I believe in mindfulness. I believe in connecting with the present moment as a method of mental health, mental wellness, you know. And across from me is Jaylyn. She's a courageous yoga therapist. And what else would you?
Yeah, I like to play music. I like to meditate. I like to talk about meditating.
Well, and you've trained a lot over the last 10, 15 years. Right?
Yeah, I think it's, we're going on 15, 16 years now, so.
Yeah, and I've been training for maybe 25 years, probably more. I don't want to say it. Dates me, 28 years, maybe. And then standing with us today is Kyle. And he's also a mindfulness instructor. And maybe you'd want to say a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name's Kyle Glenn. Excited to be here. So yeah, I teach mindfulness. I'm also a life coach, more specifically an authenticity coach. I help people kind of cut through the bull crap, and find who they really are, their authentic vibration. And I'm also co-owner of a business, a cleaning business in town. And then I also just view myself as somebody trying to like pave ways of consciousness, or trying to like break through the illusions of my own soul, and like trying to like, I don't know, like find new ways of being, like new ways of what it is to be human. And,
Totally.
I don't know.
Training.
Yeah,
I think that's the key here, is that we all enjoy training, our personal training, and like bettering ourselves and really working to see what the potential might be.
Yeah, what's possible?
Yeah.
Like, who knows? I just feel like there's so much more possible, like untapped potential within each of us, within humanity. And I'm excited to see, especially at this time, like what's possible in 2020.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
Yeah, it seems like there's a bunch of us who are really working on raising our vibration. And collectively, it's an exciting time that way. What's going to happen with this? Everything is shifting so quickly.
The age of Aquarius is upon us.
Yeah, and Elon Musk is like leading the charge of manifesting like a new world, man.
That truck, you see that truck?
Oh, I love that truck, man.
I want that truck.
I want it too. Maybe we could share one someday.
Yeah.
In our community.
That's awesome.
And it's like to prep us for this too, with the planets and Saturn and Pluto coming together, and it's like all this tension and it's like all this stuff that we haven't dealt with coming to the surface, and you can see that in society with everybody being mad at each other, over politics or over whatever. Yeah. And in my mind, that's just to bring that stuff up to clear, so we can get on with living a good life and living a life more of how we're supposed to live. Happy, peaceful.
Yeah, right.
Exciting.
Maybe more and more humans will develop the philosophy that we shouldn't be just judging each other. I mean,
well, yeah, that's exactly,
because that just leads to hatred, actually. And we're actually in no position to be the judge.
I feel that is step one in our personal conscious evolution. And I say conscious evolution because we have the choice to evolve right now. And the first step is there is no blame in this game. And we have to accept responsibility. But that means that's a good thing. It can be considered heavy. Like, oh, I have to take responsibility for this? What? No.
For what? Take responsibility
Anything.
For your own
your
life.
Mindset,
Oh, yeah, all right.
The things that are finding their ways to you so that you can learn the lessons.
Well, and your own philosophy, right?
Yeah.
take responsibility for that.
And there's just no blame in this game. And as soon as we do that, then we can actually enjoy and we can change things. If it's our responsibility, that means we can change. If we're blaming it on someone else, then we're just a victim and we're stuck and there's no hope.
Here, like I get the chills hearing you say that. Like self-responsibility is such a huge thing. I think, you know, it's a struggle for a lot of people, and it has been for me too, to realize the moment you take accountability of your life, even though it's hard, you have to kind of own up to like they're here because of what you've been doing and what you've been thinking. But the moment you own up to that, the power, it's like the ball is now in your court to change it.
It's
like it's a very empowering thing.
Yeah.
It is, totally.
Yeah. It's like we're a ship on the sea, and instead of just being tossed about by the weather, we're able to actually like power up, and navigate, like, you know, towards the direction we want to go, you know, towards the port of our personal destiny or our dharma or our purpose, you know,
our healing. And I do want to like send out some respect for people who've been through some really hard stuff, and this is hard to hear. You know, I get it. You know, if you've got some physical things, it's just like, what? There's no way. I can't, you know. But it is comforting to know that you can put the ball in your court, and you can work towards healing or work towards an accepting of where you're at in your mind and healing your mind, no matter if you can heal your body or not.
Yeah, the mind is step one.
Yeah. So I just want to send a shout out of unconditional love to anyone that it hurts to hear that. But, you know, we're all healing and we're all doing our best.
Right. And essentially through being more mindful, I mean, we just find more clarity and more peace of mind. And clarity and peace of mind are a positive thing. I mean, if we want to like learn how to shift our circumstances, that's step one.
And it takes us down a path of awareness, really, of seeing like what is happening like inside me. You know, because I've gotten to like you know, really peaceful meditative states, but then it's like, you know, it's like my mind's quiet, but then it's like my solar plexus is raging. I'm like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? Like, is there something in my subconscious? Is there something like where is that coming from? And it just initiates a healing path, I think. And you start to kind of get down to the bare roots of what is going on and what is causing this pain. Yeah. Where is it coming from and all that stuff.
Ultimately, we're our best therapists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and
but it takes introspection.
Totally.
You know,
And our best
which takes
detective.
quiet in our minds, you know, to be able to introspect effectively.
And I like something I would love to see, at least my Kyle's personal vision is like, you know, we're all like looking at screens and stuff, and it's hard to get away from that. It's so cool to do that. But like, it'd be nice to just come in, because like when you, regardless of what someone believes, when you go and see them like Jay or Monty, like you kind of feel the love, like, hey Jay, hey Monty, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter like whatever you believe or whatever politics. And we all have core issues, and it's like, you know, we can work to heal ourselves and heal each other. You know what I mean? Why can't, if we pool together as a collective, we'll be, and we're doing it. I mean, especially
it's happening
in this town, but
well, in this world
too.
I mean,
there might be a little more concentration in this town. It's definitely high vibing little region for sure.
Yeah, but using our collective, like raising our energy collectively is key. For sure. However you want to, you know, frame that. But it's
first it's the individual and then it's collective, because the individual is, I mean, it just like naturally is a part of it. As soon as you're working on yourself, you're joining this collective of people working on themselves.
Yeah, right. I mean, energetically, I mean, we are energy. I mean, modern physics shows that we're energy. You break down an atom, the smallest component is energy. So we are energetic beings.
Or the largest component in an atom is energy. 99.9999%.
Well, technically, it's 100%.
Isn't that wild?
It's 100 actually.
And it's all the space. It's like all space too.
Yeah.
No,
It's just
that's
like a
so
little
weird.
bit of
But it's
electron
space, it's
and
movement,
proton.
it's energy, and it's like collectively as we get in touch with that and raise our energy, that's when we're really going to be able to change the world and make it a better place.
Yep.
You know, where does war energy come from? That's like low vibe, hatred, judgment.
Blame.
Let's get out of that. Yeah, blame.
And where does it come from? Like,
Well,
it seems like he's been here for so long.
It's
It's the survival technique,
well, yeah,
really.
it was important early on. I mean, we had to fight to defend the water hole.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had to like kill the neighboring tribe if they messed with us. You know, but now there's enough resources, etc. Well, we don't have to do that anymore. We can share. We can feed the entire world.
We can.
You know, all that. And we just have to like shift out of this warring philosophy, essentially, that's been passed down from generation to generation. And that's our job individually to be able to take that on.
Yeah, it seems like a psychological issue at its core, just because it's really about trust. You know what I mean? Trusting your neighbor to like, I don't know, it's trust. If you're going to share something, you got to trust that they're not going to take it from you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in order to trust, I know with myself, in order to trust myself and others, it's hard. Have you guys, is that hard for you guys? Like to open your, it's because you're vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable, and you could be hurt. You could be taken advantage of. And that's happened to me so many times.
Yeah. And I've been finding for my personal practice in who I am and in my personal stars that I have really messed up with trust, you know, like trusted the wrong people and not trusted the right people, you know, not trusted myself, and just this big mix up with trust. And one thing that I'm finding is that is so important for me to set every day, like creating this kind of an egg around myself of like, I am safe on the inside of this, and I am trusting my intuition to show me the way, and you know, just like intentionally creating this day vision for myself that I'm safe and I'll know when I'm not, and I'll know what to do, and I don't need to be tense right now, and I can be okay.
Well, a whole other level of trust too that I go to is I trust that I'm a spiritual being. You know, and I trust everybody's a spiritual being, all of us. You know, and we're all these like God creatures roaming the earth, and we're manifesting like positive things and negative things depending on our mindset, right? So that's where trust for me, it's like, okay, so I'm a spiritual being. I'm just going to try the best I can, you know, and there's always next lifetime too, you know, or whatever, you know. I mean, 100 years goes by like a flash of lightning. I might as well give it a shot, you know, and see. And, you know, trusting is like opening, right? It's opening the mind, opening to the idea that we're all spiritual, we're all amazing.
We all have a soul.
Yeah. So who am I to like hate anybody with this? I mean, if somebody's messing up, it's because they're confused. It's like Socrates, you know, said evil was caused by just ignorance.
I agree.
And it's true.
Darkness, ignorance,
not knowing.
Yeah.
You know,
You don't know.
Closed-mindedness. Closed-mindedness.
Yeah.
You know, it's another way of looking at not knowing. It's like I'm closed. You know,
and we have to get to these certain stages in our own energetic development and brain development and all of that, you know, to even be able to accept some of these things. You know, like you don't know until you know, but you can't know until you're ready.
And you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and to be humble too, you know, and not to pretend like we have all the answers and this and that.
Right.
But
there's always more to learn.
Yeah, but just to know that one of the most important things is just connecting with the moment, having the ability to turn that chattering mind off for a few moments. Being able to access that mindful state of just oneness with the present. You know, and if we're able to do that periodically throughout the day, bam, we feel better. Bam, we have more clarity.
Yeah, and like when you start doing that, when you start being mindful and you look back in the past, you start to, almost everybody, and correct me if this doesn't resonate with you guys, when you look back on something, you can see, oh, I totally needed that. That needed to happen in order to get me to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then with that comes a sense of higher faith, knowing that like the universe really is like working for your best interest to get you to where you need to do. Like you can't really make a wrong decision. I mean, you kind of can, but not really.
Yeah, you learn from it and move on.
Yeah.
There's no failure.
So you're going to learn from pain or you're going to learn from like love. Either way, you're learning and you're growing. Like,
absolutely. And that really, like, that's a beautiful lead in. Thank you. To thank you, and it's like being able to be grateful for the hard times you've experienced, being grateful for the difficult interpersonal relationships that helped you learn more about yourself and so on and so forth. You got to be grateful for all of it, or otherwise you're regretting, and regretting's not fun. It doesn't feel good, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to say, it's sort of like, well, to me, it sort of boils down to like when I'm judging others, then my mind is in the habit of judging. And then when I make a mistake, bam, I'm judging myself. And then, I don't know, that's just like the opposite of gratitude. I'm feeling bad. But I would like to take a moment just to talk about reprogramming our subconscious, and a technique I've been using recently, and it's super effective and it's super easy, and it's something we can use throughout the day. It's a mindfulness on the fly technique, and I use it every day, multiple times, but it's simply saying thank you in my mind. And it's saying thank you without attaching that thank you to any particular thing. So I don't need a reason to be thankful. I'll just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the idea is I'm reprogramming my subconscious philosophy, right? Because if I can keep saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, just whenever, then I begin to notice things to be thankful for. And I've been using this technique now for, I don't know, a couple months probably. And it's how I get out of bed in the morning. I'm laying there. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up. I got to do this. And I'll just be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll get up. But the idea is to use it when you're just feeling normal. Just keep coming back to those words, that phrase, and then you apply it when there are difficult times. And it's just a really super effective way at finding it, being able to reset yourself when you're becoming upset. You can just come back to the present. It's a beautiful practice. It's easy. It's intellectual. It's not coordinating it with breathing, the words with breathing or anything. It's just saying the words. But I believe if as I say this more and more, it just, in general, my overall subconscious philosophy is one of gratitude.
Yeah, and I want to tie this into something we said earlier, and that's the energy is the majority of our being, and energy is impressionable. And so when we're grateful, that's that restructuring, the reprogramming, because thank you is one of the highest vibrational words in our English language.
Oh, that's cool.
So we're literally impressing upon the space in between the cells, the space in the cells, we're impressing upon this gratitude, which raises the vibration and lets us connect with other high vibrations in the space around us. So it literally does reprogram us.
What would you say happens in the body when you say thank you? Like if you said thank you to my hand or my
So I've done that. I've actually started doing this meditation where I'll go through the body. Thank you, big toe. Thank you, second toe. Thank you, third toe. Thank you, fourth toe. Thank you, fifth toe. And because I know anatomy and I know where all the bones are, I can literally go through every bone and thank it. And by the time I get to the top of the head, I'm pretty much barely touching the ground, which is why it's important to do grounding exercises too. But yeah, it's like it heals everything, in the moment. And yeah, we can bring back the past and align with the pain that we had 5 minutes ago or not. You know, like we can move forward without the pain and just be in the state of gratitude.
That's awesome. I did try that, by the way, in my meditation. I was thinking stuff, and it feels like it just opens.
Yeah.
Like something opens, and you just feel at peace when you utter that phrase.
Yeah. I think it releases the tension because the bones can hold there's a sheath of nerves over all of the bones, all the long bones in the body. Mm-hmm. So all the ribs, all the bones, basically, except for little bones. But the sheath of nerves is what talks to the connections of the muscles. So it basically, the sheath itself can tighten on the bone. And that tells the tendon to tighten and the ligament to tighten. And so we're literally, when we're relaxing into gratitude, it's like we're telling the bone, we got this. It's okay. We're safe now.
It's interesting.
Can release the tension. And then when you don't have the tension holding on, then the healing can happen.
You know, one way of looking at that too is maybe the nerves, you know, when we're tense, all the nerves there's all this electricity flowing through them. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, and it's like tweaking us out and we're not feeling good. But if we can relax and then all that electricity could go to different parts of our body, perhaps our heart, and just like, you know, and just it builds chi, it builds immunity.
Totally. Absolutely.
So just by saying thank you, what I'm hearing is that you feel safer. Mm-hmm. And almost like it builds trust with your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we should be going around just thanking everybody.
Yeah.
Or just saying thank you as much as possible. That's
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for being
here. Thank you. Yeah.
It was a cosmic happening.
And then it's almost like that would create that same electoral connectivity between people that we have in our body if we just say that to each other.
Yeah. Then we'd literally be raising the collective energy, vibration, you know, we just lift up.
For sure, and we are. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's another really sweet part about like finding more gratitude is that it strengthens or it supercharges our manifesting abilities. Mm-hmm. You know, so we're really going to be able, the more grateful we are, the more powerful we'll be at like shifting our culture into a more
creating
harmonious place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Versus what we don't want.
And even like with the gratitude too, it could be rational. Even if someone's criticizing you, I found if you like kind of change your perspective a little bit, you start to realize like, oh, you know, this is something that I could work on. You know what I mean? Rather than like, oh man, they're attacking me.
I can see the truth.
And that's not easy.
It isn't
not
easy.
Always, but that's a way where you can say thank you to that. Thank you for pointing out something that, you know, could use some attention in my life. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and just so to be clear, the practice of repeating thank you like repeatedly throughout the day, that's something that you do just in your mind. So, you know, it doesn't.
You can do it out.
You can do it out loud.
You don't have
to. Yeah. People might think something's going on if you're in the coffee shop just repeating thank you.
Hey, but it might be good for them. If
true.
You feel brave enough to do that, go for it.
Yeah.
But if you don't, like it can totally just be an internal practice.
It can be a secret. It could be a practice you do your entire life and never tell anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, which is.
I think that from what I have seen in my life and from what I've studied throughout all the different modalities I've studied, that gratitude is super key to shifting your reality. Like if you want to be healthy, you have to find gratitude and so on and so forth. Health is just really important to me because I've had to work so hard to be healthy. So that's my thing. But, you know, it's not everybody's thing. It could be.
Well, it proves, I think it certainly proves once you really step into it that the moment right here, right now is all you need. Like you can feel good now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, that's all there is, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's, we want to hook into reality. Let's hook into the moment.
Yeah.
Because that is real.
And
it's as close as we can get to understanding reality, right?
Truth.
Yeah.
So like making something up about the future, or reliving the past. It's like, okay, no, I can like kind of understand this moment if I connect with it, at least on some level.
And it's so easy to get lost in your head, especially when things get like boring. You know, like I've been doing this meditation, like looking at a pen to try to get just describing things that are on a pen.
Okay.
Just to try to like frequent my
See
thoughts and things that are around me rather than thinking about the future, thinking about what this person thought when I said this one thing, and then just worrying.
So you're like increasing your concentration.
And so when you get into that deep meditative state, when you're in the now, like, yes, you can start to feel some of that bliss, but I don't know, before you're in there, there's almost like a sense of boredom. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to, I'm sitting here in my room, like, this is boring.
I should be doing something.
I want to watch a movie, or I want to watch YouTube, or play a video game.
That's part of our culture, though. We've been just inundated by so much data and screen time. You know, our minds get stunned, and then we just crave more. And you got to break that cycle. That's what I've been working on since last month. Is like I went on a Facebook. Well, not a fast, but I reduced my Facebook consumption by probably 95% over the last month. You know, purposely, you know, because I was getting carried away and I was feeling bored. I'm bored. Look at Facebook. You know?
Yeah, scroll.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I
When
didn't
does it
do
stop?
any scrolling this entire month.
I don't think I did either, but
try
I
not
know
to
you were
scroll.
trying on.
It's so easy to read all the memes, and then there's another video, and I gotta watch this video now.
Yeah, right. Right.
I have found that I don't have time for it anymore. It's like I've put so much priority into my personal practices that I just don't have the time. And it's pretty cool to finally get to that level.
Well, yeah, and to get to the point of not feeling bored.
Yeah.
Essentially, you know, when you have free time, it's like, oh yeah, I got some free time. I'm gonna do some deep breathing and say some thank yous. And, you know, it turns into that rather than I just feel bored and depressed.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm like noticing is the screen is like I'm starting to become more sensitive to the screen, kind of like sucking my energy. I feel it, and so I'm like, I can't like. I mean, I can get lost in a topic like a video that I'm really interested in, and I'm like, oh yeah, I love this. But if I'm just like scrolling, kind of like searching like aimlessly for some sense of like feeling better, or whatever,
totally.
Eventually it feels really depleting, and there's almost like a hangover effect where I have to kind of like sit back and just kind of like I have to either go meditate or just like walk outside.
Then you're
kind
like
of like
stunned,
dazed.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
I do think we lose a lot of chi just through our eyes.
I believe it. I feel like I
looking
can
at
feel
the
it.
screen. You think of it too. Your irises are like going bigger, smaller,
Yeah.
and all this information is pouring into the back part of your brain.
And the blue light, the lights, the fake lights. There's a lot of studies that's not good for you either. Like
I just think the screen in general, man.
Yeah.
You know,
And think of how much our society or like humanity has been controlled by screens.
big time, man.
TV screen, computer screen, propaganda, whatever. Just
Yeah,
believe.
right. Telling us what to think.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute.
It's really wild.
I'd rather think for myself, I think. You get to that point.
And if we didn't, and there's been good things that have come with the screens too, but the ability to share ideas. But
yeah, for sure.
I often wonder, like, if we didn't have all those screens, like, I guess people were fighting before the screens too.
Oh, for sure.
So,
Look at World War II.
you know what I mean?
World War One.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been in us. But yeah, screens. I just believe we need to look at our mental diet and take it seriously and just be moderate and choosy, and then it's cool. And then
Really
we can use these
choosy.
screens to connect with each other. You know, instead of using the screens as like a drug. You know, because when we overdose on that drug, it's just a drag.
And it's really about like when you reduce some of that and you become more mindful, you get more in touch with your emotions. That's what I'm noticing, and that's not always easy. But when you get more in touch with your emotions and like how you're feeling, along comes with that is like intuition, and then the ability to make smarter decisions in your life and to know like you start to actually. You're not as numb. Like you become conscious of like, oh, I don't really want to be doing this. Why am I doing this? Like, why am I even living here? Like why am I not doing that thing that I've always dreamed of? You know?
And we are such emotional creatures. You know, we really do follow our emotions. And I'm glad that you said that, because the idea of the screen and the things that we can take off of it, I think that is very important to be discerning about the messages that we're receiving and what emotions are they trying to invoke in us. You know, like if we see something and it's just invoking in us doubt, fear, worry, concern, maybe they have an agenda.
Hatred.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an agenda there, and maybe it's important to back off and think for yourself and tune in, because really what's important for us in this culture, in this time, is so important for us to use elevated emotions, joy, peace,
just neutrality.
gratitude. Neutrality is
Which is
a
such a big
start.
thing.
Which is fine.
Start.
it's an end too. I mean,
Yeah.
if we can just be like balanced and neutral, and just witnessing the good and the bad,
Right.
you know, and just like not judging it though. Boom, boom, boom.
And also witnessing, I think what I'm seeing whenever, I don't even watch that many things, but I recently did see a news clip and saw the emotional language that they were using that was just completely there to make you think that the other person was really stupid, and that, you know, it was just meant to evoke in you emotions, because we're emotional beings and we follow our feelings.
Yeah.
And that is so important, to be able to discern, to
Yeah.
be able to be the neutral witness and be like, oh, you want me to be upset? I don't really want to be, you know, and we have that choice to not go down that road.
Well, I like what you were saying too, Kyle, about, you know, just if we're moderate with the screen, it increases our intuitive sense, you know. And for myself, it's like I do see the screen time as like a drug. And just like with any drug, man, if I'm overdoing any drug, my intuition is just like gone.
Yeah.
I can't trust it.
You overcompensate. You like kind of like override it. And like, I want to get this hit of dopamine and not listen to what I'm feeling instead.
Yeah, and your intuition is like, no more.
Feel it, feel it.
Forget it. Yeah, all right. But yeah, getting in touch with it, with intuition is key, really.
And like the ability to, I find that really helps is to like put yourself in different perspectives. However, and I don't know how to, I've practiced it a lot.
Yeah.
But just to put yourself in someone else's shoes and really like spend some time thinking from their perspective. You know, any side of the like political arena, or just anybody that you might have negative feelings towards. Start to understand like how were they raised, how are just being able to see different perspectives, I think is so helpful.
Yeah, and that's like age old, right?
Yeah.
You put the other person's shoes on. I don't think I said it right, but that's an age old saying, you know, and it's really important to be a mature person.
Anytime you do that and you actually learn more, like when you get to know somebody, you start to hear some of their pain story and everything starts to kind of click and make sense. And it breeds a sense of compassion when you start doing that.
Exactly.
You start to have compassion for them rather than judging them, thinking that they're evil or whatever.
Which is another elevated emotion, you say.
And just combining that with like seeing them as soulful beings, you know, really, it makes life a lot easier. But
cool. I feel like we should do a little bit of music to wrap this up, and I just want to say thank you to Kyle for joining us.
Thank you, Kyle.
It's been awesome.
And we always enjoy talking with you.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna have a radio show coming up.
Nice.
I haven't solidified on a name, but so you guys can pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Maybe be a guest on your show.
Totally.
Awesome.
Right,
2020, the year of gratitude, perhaps.
The year of gratitude.
At least for myself, that's going to be what I'm working on.
Yep.
Finding gratitude, finding clarity, and we'll see where that leads.
Awesome.
Yeah. Can you say it's thank you in 11? Okay.
So we're going to play a thank you song for you that you can sing along with. It's pretty simple. And it's in 11. Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
empowerment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry. I was trying really hard.
Thank you, 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 thank you. Go on a thank you rampage. Thank you, thank you,
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
See how
you,
many
thank you,
times?
thank you, thank you,
At
thank you,
least
thank you,
100
thank
times
you,
a
thank you,
day.
thank
At
you, thank you,
least.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Use it when you're
thank
just
you,
feeling
thank you,
normal.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No reason. Just say
Thank
it.
you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Reprogramming the subconscious. Powerful.
All right. So we have another one for you, and it really goes with the thank you because the soul is me. And it begins with a little Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva is all about cutting out what you don't need anymore, and you got to be grateful for that. Sometimes it hurts and it doesn't feel so good, but that's okay.
Letting go of judgment, perhaps.
Om Namah Shivaya. 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 My soul is me, my body is my vehicle. My soul is me, my body is my home. My soul is everlasting, my soul is indestructible. My soul is me, my soul is me. My soul is me, my body is my vehicle. My soul is me, my body is my home. My soul is everlasting, my soul is indestructible. My soul is me, my soul is let's let some stuff go and be ready for some goodness. I want to thank all of our listeners. May you have a blessed new year. May you be healthy, happy, holy, strong, and able to walk forward with grace and joy. I feel like we should end on thank you again, just to make sure you remember it for the month. I think it's a pretty good one. And remember that you can always look back at this one for a week after it's played in the archive on Radio Free Space. And just a big thank you to WDRT.
James Halberg for starting this wonderful radio station.
And being our sound guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a lot of fun here.
Uh-huh.
All right.
You know, I suggest with the thank you practice, just give it a shot. Give it a shot. Go on a thank you rampage. And then in a week, see how your life has changed.
Yeah.
See how you feel different.
Yeah.
Thank you.
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 Peace of mind.
Thank you. Thank you.
Empowerment.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Clarity.
Thank you. 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 Thank you.
2020.
Thank you.
Clarity.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
2020 vision.
Thank